You have reached the Geek Elite. Good luck.
Welcome, listeners. Welcome, JV Pickers. Host Sway here, back with working together to bring you a playlist worth getting lost to by our collective brain trust. This week's theme is covers superior than the original, so grab your quarters, pick your dibs. Geek Elite Media presents Jukebox Vertigo. So let's find out who's around the table for our show. We have a new guest. Please welcome Christopher Franey.
Hey, everybody. It's great to be here. I'm super excited to talk about music, so this is awesome.
Dude, I'm so excited for you to be here. I think you and I have talked comics before at a tailgate session years ago. But if you want to tell listeners where else you're from or any plugins that you want to do.
Well, let's see. I love talking comic books, so definitely check myself and Mitch out. We do Imagine If for Geek Elite Media. Let's see. I do some comic book reviews for Adventures in Poor Taste, so AIPTcomics.com. And then I just I'm trying to get back in touch with writing some original stuff, comic book stuff, so then definitely check out the Geek Elite Media website, geekelitemedia.com.
Oh, fuck nice. Yeah. Awesome. And returning... and always welcome. I'm so happy I get to say this over and over again. We got ourselves some Daniel.
Hi, thanks for having me again. You have no idea how much I love being on this show. Thank you for having me as a reoccurring guest.
Dude, I love you so much. I love the way you sound. For the listeners, the reason why he sounds like this is because he had a crazy weekend in Vegas, and I'd rather say that for him so he doesn't have to waste his breath having to say it all over again. So that's the reason why he sounds like that. And lastly, as always, we're gonna have ourselves some Keith.
Yo, this is always one of the episodes we look most forward to because it's
I know
there's so much out there, and I'm really excited to get into it with you. So yeah, I'm just really excited, and I hope I don't repeat too much. I didn't bother looking back. I don't think I will. So
I went back and saw my picks and was like, I'm already feeling the same grooves as I was back then. It's like, oh hell no, I was already ready, just like to share new songs. Hopefully, no fights this time as it was last time. I still die by that hill, but we'll get to that.
You can die on that hill if you
want. In fact, you can shoot me. It's all good. Let's break the ice a little bit with some recommendations. There was 2 weeks worth of stuff that I need to get down and share. First, let's talk about some albums. J. Cole had a new album out called The Off Season, and it's pretty much everything I thought it was going to be. It's everybody's...
It's a J. Cole album.
It's a J. Cole album where it's everybody's favorite album for the first week or 2 weeks, and then nobody talks about it again. I'm not saying it's a bad album. It's a really good fucking album, but it just sucks that nobody can continue to appreciate the fucking album because it's just like, it is damn good, but again, nobody's talking about it anymore, and that's really sad. Just like every other J. Cole album. You know what album is really fucking good though? Georgia fucking Smith's album. It's called Be Right Back, and oh my god, the song Addicted. The song it opens with is just so fucking good. Again, like, she does a song, my favorite song. I was arguably my favorite song, but I always do come back to it off of the Black Panther album, I Am. Fuck, oh my god, it's just such a beautiful song. But this album, the new one, really, really good. Go check it out. It's such a great vibes and some R&B stuff. Be Right Back, that's what it's called. Then, what I thought was going to be something new, Amine had My Baby out, but then you look at it, and it's pretty much a greatest hits mini session. It's not even a lengthy greatest hits. There's only one song I didn't know. It was like the one in the middle. I can't pull it up right now. But every other song had already been released, so it's kind of like weird to call it. It should have been called My Babies if you want to make it a greatest hits album. So there was that. Next weird one that I was like, you know what, let's give this a shot. It was only because I haven't heard of these guys in a while, and it was Matt and Kim and PG-14.
What?
Yeah, and so they're actually labeled as two different artists. So it's Matt and Kim that we know, and then PG-14, and you click on their profile, and all you get is this album called Be Kind Rewind. But then you click on Matt and Kim, and it's like they're kind of putting it out too. So I don't know if now they're a trio together, or maybe just for this collaboration. I've never heard of PG-14, but anyway, I did give this thing a shot, and it's actually pretty cool. Like some chill music, chill vibes to just like lay back and listen to. But yeah, it's Matt and Kim and PG-14 for Be Kind Rewind. It was interesting. Now, for the really cool stuff that I listened to after this, Aterciopelados, that I was really fucking excited for, with their song Tropiplop. It's such a great fucking jam. Like, for everything. I was like, God damn it, my sister called it. Like, it's crazy how her voice has not changed after all of these years, after 30 plus years. And her voice is just still the sweetest while playing like the grooviest of Latin pop, Latin rock music. Mm-hmm. And then to just get the sweetest of album closers. And I guess it is the album closer, but I guess it's a song that they've been performing that I just didn't come around to it. But now it was her turn, Andrea Cheveretti, to cover En la Ciudad de la Furia, which is when it's her as a backup vocals for the MTV Unplugged that I shared for my favorite songs.
Stereo?
Yeah, for Soda Stereo, yeah. So now the lady who does the backup vocals for MTV Unplugged and her band, Aterciopelados, in the new album, it's them covering in their own way. It's still so good. Like, I mean, I didn't want to just like almost think about it for putting in this one because it's already like my favorite song, and like so it'd already be like contradictory to each other. But holy shit, I did think about it. Like, it's a great fucking groove, or like how she just appreciates the song and just does it in her own way. It's like, I really fucking recommend this one. Puts me like halfway, guys. It was like so much to share. And that was just something I was excited for. After that, I guess it came out a while ago. It wasn't up on my list, but Lisa from like pretty much like all the anime intros that you just know and love. She had a new album called Ladybug, and I gave it a go, and it was actually a lot of fucking fun. So give that shit a go, and it's probably going to be in a new album in like two years. So, and just so you know which one it was. Now, a great live album that I listened to was Sara Bareilles' Amidst the Chaos live at the Hollywood Bowl.
So good, right?
It was so lovely. You heard it too? Oh, shit.
Yeah, of course I did.
Dude, it was just so fucking nice. Like, let me see. Like, there's a good rendition when it goes from between, like in the beginning, Eyes on You to I Choose You, and then of course into Love Song, and then her little speech like after Love Song, about pride, about going to the Women's March, and then rolling into Armor. It was just so, again, like, it was just fucking lovely. It was like a great long set. It was really cool, and her interaction with the crowd was just really cool. Now, going into singles, Japanese Breakfast had Savage Good Boy, which is really cool, and then Sochi mentioned her old band Little Big League, and then we gave These Good People, the album from 2013 ago, and that was actually really, really cool to just have her like, just, again, like the sound of her being like in a band, but right now she's just like popping off being a solo artist, or at least like in her own solo way. But as Japanese Breakfast, really good stuff. Whew. After that, there was my girl Snow the Product had Get Money, but as a feature with CRO, who is, where is he from? Is he Mexican? No, that's right. He's from Argentina when they went back to Colombia. Yeah, he's a South American artist, CRO, CRO. And she comes in as a feature for a song called Get Money. And again, it's just another product to her fucking thing. It's awesome. Really, really good stuff. And now, two artists I need to feature. Shout outs really quick. It's Gab Mooney, Gabby, singer to Taco Sauce and Juju Fontaine. Her solo stuff is actually now fully updated everywhere, and actually I can actually say that, and I finally gave all of her songs a go. So really go look up Gab Mooney. Really, really, oh my god, incredible, just like relaxing music, just enchanting, lovely music.
Also friend of the show.
Yeah. And then there's also another project called Community Towel, and a couple episodes ago I was really hyping up this other Florida punk band called Guilt. And they were the bassist to that band. I think they're just like going through a transition of figuring out what projects they really want to like back up for themselves. And right now they're really leaning towards more of a solo project called Community Towel, and it's like something just similar to what I just mentioned with Gap Mooney. If you just want some just really chill, enchanting vibes, just go to that. It's really nice. And then lastly, Mannequin fucking Pussy's Perfect EP named Perfect. Oh my god. Mannequin fucking Pussy is awesome. Everybody needs to listen to this goddamn band. It is awesome. So I basically listened to all 5 songs on this EP, except for 2 songs. Like there was like the 2 singles, and then one she had done on a live stream called Darling, and is a very slow, just solo song just for herself. But the 2 songs, I'm so glad that they were saved, because damn, To Lose You, the song, that's the name of the song is called, To Lose You, is just so nice. It's like Mannequin Pussy does a great fast songs. Like they don't really do a lot of long songs, but when they do, it's not like they're not doing it. It's not that they can't do it because they'll sound repetitive. It's just like they just prefer to do like their own shit. But when they can nail a long 4-minute song, it is just one of their best songs. And To Lose is just so cool. And then Pigs is fucking Pigs, which is called Pigs is Pigs. God damn, what I did not see coming. Apparently, Missy Marissa gets on the bass, and Bear, the bassist, gets on the fucking mic and lets loose. And I can't wait to see that shit live, because, oh man, it is a very ACAB anti-police song. And God, it's just so beautiful. It's awesome. I can't wait to just fucking go crazy at a show again to this song. It's called Pigs is Pigs, but the whole thing is called, the EP is called Perfect, by an amazing band called Mannequin Pussy. Always highly recommend them. And that's all my recommendations. Chris, tell us what kind of music do you like, and then what music you've been listening to.
Let's see. I guess like I'm all over the place. Like for me, for songs, I really love. This always sounds weird, but like the honesty in the voice, like. Yeah. You know, and that's why I was really happy about this one with covers, because it's like sometimes you'll hear a song on first passing and you're like, and then somebody else covers and you're like, yes, that made the connection to me. That's where it's at. I believe it. I buy it. I love lyrics, so I'm always a big fan of stories. Let's see, growing up, like I was a big Billy Joel fan. Like that was just like the soundtrack of my life.
Hell yeah.
That was going on in the background, you know? So I was like, oh man, that's why when they make the jokes on the boys, I was like, yes. Let's see. Definitely like 80s and 90s, early 2000. I definitely got into it. Lately, I've been taking a trip, going down to some early alternative and even hitting up some 70s. And then I just watched this movie recently. What was it called again? Blood Ties. And they have 2 tracks off of there. Let's see here. Jerry Rafferty's Long Way Round. I just really love that one. It's kind of got this like bittersweetness to it. And then Lee Moses, Bad Girl. And you got to listen to the full version. Like that one's just way better. And it's like, man, it's like when you're in that relationship and you know this chick's trouble, but it's still so good.
No, fuck yeah. And is that what you've been listening to lately, or anything?
Yeah, no, like, so like, it's interesting. So I've got Sirius XM, so I don't listen to the radio stations as much as I used to. Plus where I'm at, like we get like 2.5 stations. So it's just been a lot of like whatever comes on Sirius XM. So like I kind of find myself, going back and forth to like kind of, oh gosh, like it's weird, like maybe 60s and like early 2000s. So like, Linkin Park's Bleed It Out era, and then jumping all the way back to like the Honeycombs. Let's see, what else was there? I went back to Diesel, Salcedo Summer Nights. That's kind of like more of a one-hit wonder. Recently, what was it? Falcon and Winter Soldier, Curtis Harding's On and On. Love that one. That's just a great pickup one. Little Feat, they're a band, but I would say this song, like it's funny, it's called Long Distance Love, and they did it like, about the 70s, and that version sucks horribly. But I think they redid it recently with like all these like COVID sessions where bands are kind of like, hey, let's just do something, and this newer one is way better. It's definitely got that more the honesty to it. Kind of getting into some funk with some Billy Preston going on there. And what else is another good shout? Oh, I guess the band Camino. Like I've really been gravitating towards some of their songs.
on the
So it's all over the place. I guess it just depends on how traffic goes. Like if traffic's calm, I don't do as much channel surfing. But if traffic's crazy, then I'm like just hitting the buttons because I'm like, I need to move.
Awesome. And Daniel,
Yes.
what have you had on rotation lately?
Oh, before I actually start, I gotta ask all of you guys, just because of what's going on, and I didn't want to point it out, but I gotta point it out now. But this question will lead up to what I'm gonna say. Anybody on the show watching Hannibal or has watched the show Hannibal?
I have not watched or seen the show Hannibal. Obviously, the movie, because the movies I've seen, but not the show.
Okay.
Chris, have you seen Hannibal?
No, I
The show?
haven't.
No, you haven't? Okay.
No, I'm a bad Mikkelsen
Mads
fan.
Mikkelsen.
Mads Mikkelsen fan because I haven't seen
He's
it
a
either.
Mads Mikkelsen.
He is bad.
Okay, so again, I didn't want to point it out, but we're having a little bit of technical difficulties. I can't hear Chris, so sorry, Franny, I can't hear you. But I turned up the volume on my mic a little bit more, and whenever Franny is talking, I just hear this warbling synth music, and basically, spoiler alert, when Will starts catching on that Hannibal is a serial killer, it's always this weird, strange, warbling synth music, and that's all I'm getting from Chris right now.
That's awesome. So,
And don't worry, someone finding out that Hannibal was a killer wasn't going to be a spoiler.
Right, but I mean, it gives up. Somebody
get
cut on.
yeah. Context. I love it. So,
Wait, so that's still that you've been listening to? No, give me what you listen to.
But what I've been listening to is kind of some EDM and still my rock stuff. So Oliver Heldens, Galantis, My Chemical Romance. Again, always a Slipknot. The Pretty Reckless has a new album out that came out about a month ago. So listen to some of that. And then just because I like some, classical soothing stuff, I've been listening to Seth McFarlane doing his original stuff and also some of his covers, like Frank Sinatra covers. So
he's an underrated singer.
really is.
I mean, he does have a voice for that.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, I like crooners, so I'm all about it. And the stuff he does with Nora Jones is great too.
Ooh.
Oh, and since you brought up Sara Bareilles, he has a song with her on his Christmas album. If you haven't listened to it,
He does.
I'm sure it's lovely. Any other drops?
No, that's all I've really been listening to.
Cool. And Keith, what have you been listening to?
I'm going to start with something that Josue is going to kick himself that he didn't bring up.
I brought up a lot of stuff.
You're going to be upset. And this went viral recently. There is a young group of 4 school-age girls who formed a punk band called the Linda Lindas.
Oh, shit, you're right. Oh, my God.
And one of their songs just went viral.
Yes.
And it's incredible.
It's fucking awesome. God damn it, best punk
What's
song.
it called? Something Racist Boy? Stupid Racist Boy?
They did
Sexist
Racist Boy.
and that's the Rage Against the Machine cover you're talking about, right? I don't know.
No, they wrote it. They wrote it.
Because
they talk about it in the video.
somebody put them on my feed. I thought it was you. They have a cover of Rage Against the Machine, and they're performing in the library.
Oh my God!
They did a library. They did a library concert, is what it is.
Oh,
They did several. But no, this one of the girls, apparently some boy in school told her that his dad said that he shouldn't talk to Chinese people, and she says, "Well, I'm Chinese," and and then he ignored me. And this song's about him.
And they just fucking tear it up. It's so
sexist, racist boy. It's so good. Josue, I think, put "This is my first concert after lockdown."
Oh my God!
So,
God, if I could, that'd be so awesome. But
they are on Apple Music, just so you know. I had to get that out of the way. Also, I'm going to check in. Our little group chat already knows this, but by that I mean Josue knows. Whenever a song is seemed to be hyped for a reason other than music, I tend to wait to make a decision on it because I want to let the hype die down and see if I really like this song.
I remember.
So it took me a little while, but I finally sat down and made my judgment on Lil Nas X's Montero. And for the record, it's incredible.
Yes, it is.
It's a really, really great song. I like it more than Old Town Road, to be flat out honest. Like,
hell yeah.
Yeah, which I liked Old Town Road. That was another one I was like, ooh, I'm gonna wait for the everything to die down before I make a decision on this one. So, but yeah, really, really good. So I spent a lot of time listening to that this week.
Good, finally.
I listened to 3 new releases.
Okay.
And I'm really happy Josue didn't bring any of them up, so I get to talk about them myself.
Yes.
I listened to the Olivia Rodrigo album.
Oh God, everybody was talking about this one. How is it?
This is like the biggest album on the planet right now. How do I even begin? It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's oatmeal. You know how sometimes you really want some oatmeal? Like, that actually sounds pretty good, oatmeal. But most of the time you're like, oatmeal's the last thing I want to eat. Like, that, yeah, that's this. Sometimes I think I'll want to listen to this album and be like, oh, that was really cool. I like that. But most of the time it's going to be oatmeal, and literally anything else sounds more appetizing than it.
Damn. Okay. So, by the way you know me, and then this next fact is something you don't really know about me. I hate oatmeal. How would I do with this album?
There'll be like 2 songs that I think you would really like.
Okay.
Because she has the lightest dusting of right girl flavor over 2 of the songs.
Okay.
And I was like, okay. And I think it was actually the first or second song. And I was like, oh, is this going to be the whole album? No. To give you an idea, her main, as far as I could tell, her main co-songwriters were Taylor Swift and Jack Antonoff. So it's a little bit of fun. It's a little bit of Taylor. Not enough Taylor, in my opinion. It doesn't seem to have the heart that Taylor has. You know what I mean? Like Taylor has now, especially.
Yeah.
The big track is Driver's License, I guess, and it feels like middle school poetry. Like, she's in English class and the teacher's like, this week we're going to write a poem. And she forgets, and at the last minute she's looking around and sees her driver's license, like, boom, writing about that. And that's literally what the lyrics are like. I thought it'd be deeper than that. It's a little bit deeper in that she's like, I got my driver's license and we were going to drive around together kind of thing. Like, but now we're not because we're broken up or something. But it's not particularly refined, but there's glimmers of something there.
Okay.
And I hope she turns it around. If I had to compare it to something, I would say, okay, this is a very, very weird comparison. I'd compare it to Tori Amos.
Wow.
But not nearly as polished, is what I would say. She has Tori Amos potential, I think. So, yeah, pretty good. Whatever, it's fine. If that's your thing, I mean, I know a lot of people really, really like that album. Then after that, I listened to the new 21 Pilots album called Scaled and Icy.
Uh-huh.
I liked it a little bit more than her album, but it was also very bland.
Yeah.
It's like very little flavor. I kind of get 21 Pilots now, but I don't know. I just don't imagine myself sitting down there like, ooh, 21 Pilots. Like, me, like that Tame Impala album from last year. I put that on all the time because I'm like, that sounds exactly what I want to listen to right now. I can't see myself doing that with 21 Pilots. This album especially. So,
dude, give that Georgia Smith album a go. I think you actually dig that one.
Well, that leads me to my last thing I listened to, which was so cool. Not one of my favorite albums or anything like that, but it was definitely because this is these are the order I listened to them in. So I was really like, man, I hope something picks it up at the end. And luckily, I listened to the new Matt Kearney album.
Oh, okay.
And it's actually really good. I really enjoyed it. I think he recorded this at Joshua Tree. So it's really cool. It's I don't know. Joshua Tree seems to always really like.
Sorry, I just saw I Love You Man too.
Yeah, it seems to be like the kind of thing that you like that really hits people's albums that come from Joshua Tree happens a lot for some reason. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's pretty good. I did dig it. So, that's the one I liked the most of the new stuff I listened to. Other than that, the typicals, your Fickle Friends, your Taylor Swifts, Billie Eilish, still, I'm still trying really hard to make Van Weezer work for me. And it's not that it's not working. It's just that I'm again. I if I'm going to listen to Weezer, I don't think I'm going to put this album on.
Okay, I definitely
you know what I mean?
give it a
Like
go.
that, and it's not that it's bad. You know what I mean? It's just that this isn't my go-to Weezer album. It's not even my top 4. You know what I mean? Like so, I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been listening to.
Nice. Last minute shout outs that I knew I had a little bit left. I just needed you guys to say a few words or kick in a few things so I can to rattle my brain. But I saw a live stream of Fea today, which was a real treat because they haven't really done anything in like over a year or put out anything like in over a year. And they're like an upcoming punk band. And then a few weeks ago, I found out why. Turns out that the singer was pregnant this whole time during COVID. So that's why the band has really been stayed hush. So this was their first time like just doing a live stream with their new guitarist, Shelly. And oh my God, it was fucking awesome. I can't wait for this band to actually put something out again, which they actually said they were close to finishing an album. And then the last thing that, it's not really something I listened to, but it was something that I thought one of us would actually end up listening to. But I will now as homework, besides the Van Weezer, it's the St. Vincent album. There's a new album that came out. And
That's the one I was looking for. I remember there was something I really wanted to listen to.
Yeah.
And I couldn't. I was looking through the new list. I'm like, I don't see it. That's what I should have. I'm going to listen to it.
I know it was like the last thing for me too, and it's like I'll just save it for next episode. But we will be talking about the new St. Vincent album next time.
Definitely.
Moving on to the beautiful Jukebox, adding the special page. This session is superior covers to the original songs. Big episode. Because there's a lot of opinions on this. It's mostly about opinions. Because are they better than the OGs? At the same time, that's why they're covers, right? But that's why they're covers for it. Let's give it a shot on the song. Maybe we can do it better. Chris, what do you think about bands that have done covers? Like successful or failures of covers?
Well, it's interesting. Like I always feel bands get their start that way. You know, it's a bunch of kids. They get together. They're playing in the garage, and it's like, oh man, let's play our favorite. You know, whatever the case is, whatever was the previous generation. You could look at the Beatles. You know, technically they're a cover band. When they first started hitting it out, it was playing in bars, playing a bunch of cover songs. Even some of their some of the tracks they sold were covers. So I love it. Like I said, to me, I think it's neat because you might hear a song and it just didn't click. And then all of a sudden somebody else performs it and you're like, okay, that's the one that did it. So like, yeah, I dig it. And plus I love it too. Like there's like this isn't on my list, but just to kind of give a different example. So like I've always loved Something by the Beatles. Like that's just a great song. It's passionate. It's got ups and downs to it. It's got a great story. And like one of the local bars had a jukebox that had the Frank Sinatra cover. And like, I had never known that existed. And I'm out one night and this song's on. I'm like, I recognize these lyrics and just the way he hit it with his style. It was something else. So it's like, I think it's great. You know, I think it's such a, like, that's gotta be awesome as a musician, but then at the same time, massively disappointing, you know, because it's like, hey, I'm being tributed. But then like, if they do it better, you're like, dang, man, like they just took it from us.
Well, I mean, by the same time, you're just going to have to hand it over when it's someone like Johnny Cash that just reworks something like Hurt and it's like, you know what? It's like you wrote it this whole fucking time and we were just holding it off for you.
Yep. Yeah, actually, that's perfect. Like that was one I think about that. I think it was oh man, maybe it was like VH1 Storytellers. Like that's dating my TV knowledge there.
Right.
But like he was talking about that, like when Johnny Cash was going through the Americana phase, and he was like, "Yeah, I heard that," and it was like it was a girlfriend, and like she moved on to a different guy. It's not mine anymore, and it's like, yep, that's exactly right.
That's what I always feel like about covers, though. It's just like, at least for like these that we're going to talk about, at least like why they hit me. It's just don't just do the same thing over. It's just like, sure, like at that point you're just a tribute band. You're like, if you want to really cover something better, it's just like, you bring something new to the table or something new to the song while still encapsulating the essence of what the original one is loved for. And it's like, oh man, it's like, that's why sometimes these hits, and other times they can just be fun, like bullshit ones, like, or just garbage ones. Like pretty much every punk goes to album for whatever category is just like, they just literally mirror whatever the original song was, but they just because they have fancy guitars or a fancy producer, they think it's a better cover, but no. Anyway, Daniel, what do you think about covers?
I mean, I love them if they're done right, because there's some piece of crap music, or piece of crap covers that shouldn't exist. Like, I love the original "Live and Let Die" by Paul McCartney, but again, I'm a little bit biased to the Beatles, so I hate the Guns N' Roses cover. Axl just doesn't have, the vocal capacity to match Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
But I do love them if they're done properly, or if they take a good creative spin on that cover.
Yeah. For sure. Like the spin. I'm always looking for the spin in particular. And Keith, do you always lean with the OGs over covers? Do you like covers?
It's kind of I'm kind of wishy-washy. It depends. One thing I'll mention, and consider this an honorable mention because this time I did not go this direction, Josue.
Ooh.
One of the best things about cover songs is when we get a ska cover song.
Now you like it.
No, remember I added I added Save Ferris. So but yeah, I mean, it just depends. I want it to be unique. I want it to have its own thing. I don't want a simple reproduction of the song.
Mm-hmm.
And people who do it uniquely and make it their own, and this is the most important thing about covers, by the way. If I hear this, I don't want to think, is this the Glee version of this? And so if it sounds like that, I don't want to hear it. I don't. It just sounds. Is this the Kids Bop version? You know what I mean? So, yeah. I don't know. I sometimes like covers. I don't like covers that are released as singles. I'll tell you that. I don't think. I mean, major bands shouldn't release a cover song as a single for the most part. There are exceptions. There's actually exceptions on my list, but yeah.
Oh, I hear you. Yeah, I was trying to wrap my brain around that. Yeah. Sorry, just a ska cover that I need to shout out to. No, it's not the last one that I said. One I just fondly enjoy that I just have to play it back to back with the other song I'll honorably mention later. I really like Less Than Jake's 500 Miles. It's just really good.
Less Than Jake's great.
I enjoy that one. So
you have a new album coming out. No, they're going on tour. I think they're coming to Phoenix, actually.
Oh,
I actually think you're right.
Yeah, I've been tracking a lot of concerts lately. Me and Daniel are going to be checking out some concerts.
By the way, we've had a text conversation, and I think I sent this to you as well, Oscar. You need to come down to Phoenix. We need to go see Gojira, Poppy, and goddamn Deftones with Keith and I in August.
Oh my god!
Fuck yes.
Yeah, no, that lineup just sounds fucking awesome.
It's so weird. I love it.
Especially that new Gojira album, Fortitude. Mwah, great fucking album.
Yeah.
So let's get down to our picks, guys. I'm gonna go first, and I'm gonna go with probably my most. Oh no, you're right. That's right. No, we have sweet ass honorable slide in picks from Super Dub creators. Keith, you wanna hit us up with this one?
Yeah. So last week I interviewed amazing comic creator running a Kickstarter right now, Terry Mayo. He's running a Kickstarter for his comic Buddy, which is about his pug, which is based on his real dog, and it's described as Milo and Otis meets the Exorcist, because this pug realizes there's a demon in in the house, and he's trying to get rid of it, and no one knows what's going on. And Terry told me it's kind of about how how your dog just looks at a wall and starts barking. You're like, what's he looking at? And he's like, well, it's a demon.
Oh, shit, nice.
And so we did back it on Kickstarter. That's one of our Kickstarters. But he's a really cool guy. We talked, and I mentioned, hey, we have this other show. Our category is covers. Would you like to add a song? And he said, can I add 2?
Awesome.
So I said, yes, you can, Terry. So he provided me 2. And the first one is Nothing Compares to You, but the Prince version.
Oh.
Ooh. And we had a discussion about this, but he said Prince actually wrote the song. And then she performed it, and then he performed it later on. So even he wrote it, it is a cover for him.
Huh.
So, yeah.
Nice.
And then his other one, which is so great, Josue, you might even know this, I'm not sure. It's by Richard Cheese. and it's a cover of "Down with the Sickness" by Disturbed.
Oh my god, yes, I know this one.
And it's on what movie was it? It was one of the zombie
Dawn of the
movies.
Dead.
Dawn of the Dead, yes. It's like a loungy, like, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. It's so great. Like, he said that, he told me that, and I listened to it immediately. I was like, oh my god, yes, Josue's gonna love this. So yeah, that's the two. Richard Cheese, "Down with the Sickness," and "Nothing Compares to You" by
And Richard Cheese, he does like the whole
What a great range that is.
ballroom kind of like Sinatra thing. So yes, that song is actually amazing the way he performs it.
Yeah. No, it's really cool. Daniel, I'm glad you guys have heard it. So, it's so good. But yeah, "Nothing Compares to You." I listened to that too in the Prince version. We also had, if you guys want to check out that interview, it's on Geek Elite Media, and me and him talk about Prince, how he's a very, very, very underrated guitarist. For the record, like he's a great singer and everything, but man, his guitar work is insane. So, yeah.
Cool. Right. Cool. Nice. Thank you. And thank you, Terry Mayo, for your picks. Great. We actually open these up. Because my first one's going to be maybe the most controversial one, only because of who it's being picked. But, okay, full disclosure, I did go back to back with these songs and did listen to the original ones with them to see if I'm being fair and not just being biased towards my love of these bands. But the first one is a cover from Warpaint. And they covered the song from David Bowie, and a song called "Ashes to Ashes."
Okay.
Yes, it's right. Exactly. It's not a song that's like really particularly up there favorites from everybody from David Bowie. So it's like, okay, it's like a passable song, and they actually make the song better. They damn sure make it longer by like 2 minutes. But it's just like the sounds that maybe David Bowie wanted to get back then for this song. It's like Warpaint did it, just like was able to have them, because I mean, you can just make any fucking sound now. But then it comes down to the song. It's like maybe one of the reasons why this one doesn't like really reach anybody. It's because like it's David Bowie's cheesy, like high pitch coming from the throat going, "Do you remember?" So it doesn't sound that good because he's usually doing his other sexiness. But with Warpaint, with those vocals, fuck yeah, it comes down so nicely, and the whole thing just becomes like such a great jam. So first superior cover goes to "Ashes to Ashes" by Warpaint. Also, it was a recommendation from my cousin Saeed, so shout out to Saeed. Thank you so much for this one. It's definitely a superior one. Next up, Chris, what do you got for us?
All right, I'm going to open with, so this one, I discovered it originally as the cover. So Led Zeppelin's "It's Nobody's Fault But Mine." So I just love that. It's just like, again, the story behind it hit me. I was like, okay. And, it's just got that great rock to it. Like a lot of people like Led Zeppelin's a great band, but I just like, I couldn't sit through a whole Led Zeppelin album. Like, I just don't get, like, some of the songs kind of like, this might be hearsay, but bore me. And I'm just kind of like, eh, but that one is really great. And it's interesting because like, Led Zeppelin, like, in their heyday, in the 70s, it's like all these guys, they sold their souls to the devil trying to, be famous. And I was like, and then I was listening to "Nobody's Fault But Mine." I was like, this actually kind of sounds like a gospel. And so I looked it up, and it actually is. It's an original gospel by Blind Willie Johnson, all the way back in 1927. And it's like, no kidding. I've listened to the original, and it's good, but it's very like dated in its time. It's just like, this is what they've got. This is what they're playing with. There you go. The story is what leads it. And so I was like, okay, but it's just like, once you get Led Zeppelin in there, it's just so good. I mean, the presence that they bring with the guitar, the vocals, that little bit of an echo effect. It's just like, man, I dig it. So that's the one I'm going to open with.
Fuck yeah. It was from Billy Willie Johnson?
Yeah, Blind Willie Johnson's the original. Yeah. And then Led Zeppelin's got the big cover.
Fuck yeah. Okay, cool. And then, which one was the name of the track? Because I got the artist flipped up.
Oh, sorry, one more time?
And what was the name of the track? Because I got the artist flipped up.
It's "Nobody's Fault But Mine."
Cool. Thanks. Awesome. And Daniel, what's your first cover?
So I'm going to start with the honorable mentions. I'm just going to spit fire here. Rocket Man, "My Morning Jacket," "Immigrant Song" by Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross, Carano. Patience by Chris Cornell. Had to throw him in there. And then it's going to be Rolling in the Deep by Greta Van Fleet. And All Along the Watchtower. And then Ring of Fire, covered by Social Distortion.
Nice.
All over the place, I know. But the first...
I would debate whether some of those are better than them. But
That'll be a side conversation. But I do have to go with Sail, originally done by Imagine Dragons, but it's a cover by Devil Driver. And I mean, I already liked, Imagine Dragons. I already liked the song enough already, but they do such a good metal cover of it that it just gets you pumped up. So I had to put it in there.
Dude, Devil Driver fucking rules.
Hell yeah, they do. Horns up.
They opened for Lamb of God and Killers Engage when I saw them in 2007, 6, way back fucking when.
That sounds like an amazing show.
Yeah, so I don't know if I haven't heard this one, so I'm excited for it. And also Soilwork was there. It was a 4-bill band. Now, Keith, what is your first submission as a superior cover?
Okay, so listeners of our show know sometimes that I accidentally give myself subcategories and end up following them throughout.
Yeah.
This is one of my most popular subcategories that it was an accident, I promise. All of mine feature female singers.
Love it.
Nice.
My first one is, and I think, I'm almost certain this is a repeat from last time we did this way. But because I absolutely refuse to let anybody else get this, it's Valerie by Amy Winehouse.
Of course.
Nice. What a lot of people don't know is, yes, she did the original version that was just herself singing, and then Mark Ronson did the second version. But it's actually a cover by a band called the Zootons, which is actually pretty good. I like their original version, but Amy Winehouse's version's amazing. Like it's one of my favorite songs. I'm probably, you know what I mean? Like I never think about it, but when I hear it, I'm like, fuck, I love this song. So yeah, that's definitely got to be my first one.
So you're going with her version, not the band one?
I'm going with her version. Well, because the band one was the original.
Oh, okay. No, you're right. Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm going with her version, the one with Mark Ronson, though.
Okay. Cool.
The upbeat one, not the sad one.
Yeah. Okay. That was my question. All right then.
Yeah.
Excellent. My next song is one. Damn, I wish Crozen was here for it, just so he can back me up for this one. It's a Deftones cover. It's a song
by the Deftones?
Huh?
By the Deftones or of the Deftones?
No, Deftones covers this song.
Okay, cool.
And they cover a song from The Cars, and you can get the song at the end of my favorite Deftones record, which is Saturday Night Wrists. And you know where I'm going? A song called Drive. It's that classic song from the 80s, Who's Gonna Take You Home? Man, when Deftones does it, though, it's so much fucking better. And in this one, I'm probably the most biased on it, because I do know it on guitar, and fuck, the first time I strummed these strings, down tuning this bitch to be, hearing the vibration, feeling the strings rattle because all the strings were just so loose. Oh my god, I could just feel the song in my bones, and it forever changed the song on me. Also, again, a slightly longer version than the original. But yeah, Drive. The original was by the Cars, but damn, this one by the Deftones is one I just like. It's just so fucking good. So yeah, that's my second submission. Stand by it. Love it. Deftones, Drive.
I'm gonna have to check that one out,
dude. Yes. Chris, what is your number 2 pick?
All right, so my number 2 pick, and I think this one just kind of takes me back to I remember hearing this a lot when I first got my driver's license and just the music stations, but A Hazy Shade of Winter by the Bangles. Ooh. That one, when they rip into the guitar, it is just so loud and so passionate. It's going to move you. You cannot help. You can't sit still through the song. It was originally a Simon and Garfunkel hit back in '66. Uh-huh. And I don't know. I guess it's they're great writers and they do have great voice and song and honesty. But man, when the Bengals do it, it's just great. And then too, the lyrics, I look around, leaves are brown, and the sky is a hazy shade of winter. Just the description in it, it feels like it's like a great end of a chapter in your life song. Like something happened, leaving a job, leaving a relationship, moving, something like that is just one of those songs you got to play. It was heavily featured in the film Less Than Zero, and it was just perfect for that. Like it just, it like I said, it's just, it moves. So it's just got that powerful guitar to it.
Oh, fuck yeah. Nice. I actually can't wait to listen to this one then.
Nice.
Alrighty. Daniel, your number 2 pick.
All right, so this is going to be on the heavy side again. Have to throw Holy Diver by Killswitch Engage. Obviously, they're by Dio.
Anyone that says Killswitch isn't good, Dio isn't good, is on my side.
Oh my God.
We did have this
Not even like
conversation.
that,
15-minute
dude.
argument
Jesus
about Dio in
Christ.
one episode.
And like I said last
Oh my
time,
God.
Dio has pipes, but it changed the whole Black Sabbath, energy that they had going on when Ozzy was a singer. So, but Killswitch did it right. So that's why I got to throw it on there.
Nice.
It's one that's passable. When somebody says that they prefer this one, it's like, yeah, I got no grudge against you. Like, I mean, it's one I prefer both equally, and on a given day, depending on how I wake up, I'll prefer the other one. But so yeah, like no hard feelings for this one because I do hella fucking love this cover too.
This is whenever
It's so fun.
it is fun, and the music video is amazing too. So yes, I had to throw it in there.
It's one I consider, but then opposite of Keith, I feel bad for my bias towards Dio, so that's why I can't do it. So Keith, that being said, Keith, what is your second pick?
This is going to be a very strange transition. No, I'm switching this order up.
Okay.
My next song is actually an artist that I added previously, I think, but not this song, I don't think. And it's an artist that I think, Josue, if you didn't get a chance to actually sit and listen to them last time, you should. But Daniel, I think you'd really like this band.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Snake River Conspiracy.
Okay.
And they only have one album that came out, and it's a female lead singer. She's awesome, and then the one guy does basically the entire band, and they have a lot of like late 90s like or industrial vibe to them. They're really, really cool. But the song I'm picking is actually their cover of Love Song, and yes, it's better than the original.
You mean by The Cure? They cover that.
I am 100%. Yeah, I'm 100% saying it's better.
You know what?
I dare you.
I got a question for you. Have you listened to the Amy? No, I'm sorry, not Amy Winehouse. The Adele cover of Love Song.
No.
I mean, have you ever listened to music in general, Keith?
Yes, that's what I mean. No, one of my friends actually put that on me, and that cover is actually pretty fucking good.
Yeah. I really, really like Snake River Conspiracy, and they actually had two covers, so it was hard to pick, but I ended up going with this one. I really, really like this song. I don't know, because The Cure is good, but I that song specifically for The Cure never really clicked with me, and I'm going to say something really controversial here. Even the 311 version is better than the Cure version to me.
100%.
I mean, I would have taken that one, but I mean, this one.
Hey, listen to it first. You haven't listened to it yet, so
true, but so 100%.
They also, the other cover, by the way, is How Soon Is Now. So yeah. But yeah, Snake River Conspiracy plus the lead singer is gorgeous. So yes, love it, and it takes me back to my high school years. So that's exciting.
Nice.
Yep, that's my second pick.
Awesome. Getting down to last rounds. I'll save my honorable picks for closing thoughts. So for my last pick is one I just absolutely just fucking love. I love being entranced by this song because it just throws away all the classical instruments that the other one just literally opens up with and just does its own indie mess with it, but it's really fucking beautiful. This is by Mr. Little Jeans covering Arcade Fire's The Suburbs. Oof. Do you just get lost in instead of just being in some bulky suburbs that was with Arcade Fire, you go to this other side and this other set of suburbs with Mr. Little Jeans, and fuck, do you go for a ride? It's really fucking good. Damn, it's such a treat the way she just like transforms the song, but even just like with the opening lyrics, like the way she just suspends with like the first line in the suburbs eye, and it's just the way she just like leaves that one, and then she just like quickly comes in. I learned to drive, and it's like it's really fucking good. It's like it's slower, but then again, a longer version than the original. Just so y'all can just be in a treat for a better version of the song anyway, as they should be. But this one is just one I adore, and it's not as just like hokey as the Arcade Fire one is. But the suburbs, my Mr. Little Jeans, is my last superior actual one for the jukebox. So yeah, those are my closing ones. Chris, what is your last one?
All right, so this one, so the last two, they're bangers. They've got that movement to them. This next one's a guilty pleasure. So like, I remember coming home and again dating myself. So like VH1 Storytellers was on. I was like, all right.
Hell yeah.
And they had this band Travis, and I was like, okay.
Oh my God, Travis.
Like, yeah, it was funny because like they had that song "Why Is It Always Raining on Me," and like they were kind of downers, but they were still good. And I was like, okay, this isn't too bad. And he just starts like, it's that moment where he's explaining the song, and he's like, okay, blah 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 blah. And like I think I went into the kitchen, and then I come back, and they're already into the song, and I'm like, okay. And he's singing it, and I'm enthralled by the lyrics. It's slower, way different tempo, more meaningful, to be honest with you. And then he gets to the chorus and he says the lines, "Baby, hit me one more time." And I was like, no fucking way. I am losing my shit to a Britney Spears song. I couldn't believe it because I remember when Britney Spears, hit MTV. It was just, wow, okay, and of course, who didn't like that video? Oh, she's, sexy dancing in the Catholic schoolgirl outfit. It was like, wow, but this song was just bubblegum. It was no substance. It was just there. It was just there to sell CDs and posters. I was like, okay, but man, the minute Travis covered it, and the first time I heard it was 2001, and I think they've since put it on their albums finally. Like they decided like, hey, let's do an official one. I think around, somewhere around the 2010s, give or take a couple years. But man, the first time I heard that, I was just blown away. I was like, no, like I almost feel guilty when I tell people that one. Like I have to be in a confessional and be like, I like a Britney Spears song, but wait, like the depth to it. And it just made me realize that like when people write songs, they have some story in there, but how does the artist portray it? How do they get you to like just dig it and get into it? And Travis just nailed that. So like, do yourself a favor, listen to that one. It's great.
Nice. Oh, I'm glad you finally felt that way, but we all already felt that way by Britney Spears doing it the original time. So
yeah, like I don't know. Like I said, it was bubblegum. Like for me, like I was like, okay, like this is, I get it. It's the mainstream pop, but it was more like when I would hear the song, you probably get into the soulfulness of that chorus, but the beat. But this time it made me reflect on the words, and I was like, oh man.
Yeah, no, I get you. No, if anything, like it's like if anything out of all like pop artists, I feel like at least to me, Britney Spears has been like the one that music wise has been like the one that aged the best music wise, and then for that sometimes just like lyric wise, they just become like such timeless anthems. But that's just me. Anyway, Daniel.
Yes.
What is your last pick?
My last pick is going to be Disarm from The Relentless. Apparently it's a TV show on Amazon Prime called Paradise City, but they do covers. Mm-hmm. This song sounds what Billy Corgan should still be. So,
ouch.
Yeah, no offense to him. And I also heard he's an asshole, and when you meet him up in person. So, but if he kept his voice, this is what he would have sounded like. Also, they don't really do creative liberties on this specific song, but the thing that really catches me is just that with this song is they bring up the instrumentals, slow it down a bit, make it a little bit more dramatic with the instrumentals, but it still has that amazing pickup. And the the lead singer is a little bit more raspy than Billy Corgan, but again, this is what Billy Corgan should still sound like if he was still doing his stuff. So it's an amazing cover, and I cannot talk shit about it because it's just first time I listened to it, it gave me chills. It was awesome.
And it was what was the name of the song and who covered it?
The Relentless, and it's that's a band, and the song is Disarm.
Disarm, nice. That was awesome. Well, just so you know, Billy Corgan is still doing his thing. It just doesn't sound the same.
He just doesn't. Sorry, I saw a live video of him at Lollapalooza. He just doesn't give a fuck anymore. He speeds through all the songs, and that's shitty because Smashing Pumpkins, they are a great band.
They are an amazing band. And for the record, Billy Corgan he owns the NWA, the old school wrestling promotion.
No way.
He actually bought it. He owns it. So that's why it's come back. So he spent all of his money basically buying a wrestling company, which is pretty cool to me. So yeah,
he's trying to rush through the songs so he can get back to his business.
Yeah, basically. So if he is a dick in real life, ask him about like wrestling, and he'll talk to you. He'll be your friend.
Best friends forever.
Nice. And Keith, how are you going to close off the jukebox this time?
I have 2 honorable mentions, and
Nice.
These were on my list when the show started, to be honest with you.
Ooh.
Second time this has been missed the cut since we've restarted the podcast.
Ooh.
The Killers, Romeo and Juliet. The Dire Straits cover. I love that song. It's absolutely wonderful. Just misses the cut. And everything from the Teal album from Weezer, but specifically Everybody Wants to Rule the World. That cover is amazing. It was so great live. It was one of my favorite experiences live. I was jumping and singing. It was so much fun. Like, oh man. Just that emotion is enough to make me want to put it on here. But once I saw my pattern and I saw I had 5 songs and 3 of them fit, I had to go with the pattern. And I'm not upset with this. I saved this song for last, though, because it's probably my most controversial pick in that some people are not going to like that I say this is better than the original. More so than Love Song. And I've mentioned this song on the podcast before. It's by Sara Bareilles, of all people.
Ooh.
And from her live album, the one in the Atlanta Playhouse, which is one of the best live albums ever made. Don't at me. It's incredible. She covered Sitting on the Dock of the Bay.
Wow.
So I mentioned this to T-Dog, and he called me, I think he called me a right bastard or something like that when I said it was better. He's like, that's one of the best songs ever made. There's no way it's better. I'm like, it is better. I promise you. It's really, really good. And it's just her, and it's her and a piano, and there's nothing else there, and it's just her singing it. And it's in Georgia, so there's like a line in it, left my home in Georgia, and the crowd like goes crazy. It's just, I just love her voice. If her voice was a liquid, I'd take a bath in it. Like, it's just so nice and warm, and I love it. So
Yeah, I love her too.
Sitting on the Dock of the Bay by Sara Bareilles from that specific live album.
Awesome. The one in Atlanta. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. She also does other awesome covers on there for the record, including Benny and the Jets. And what was the other one that was always fun? Because she goofs off. If you've heard her live, we were just talking about this. She kind of has fun when she does live albums.
Yeah.
And so she's goofing off throughout this album. And so she did Love on the Rocks and Benny and the Jets combined. And then she's like, Benny smokes rock because it was the 70s or because it was the 80s and all this stuff. Like, she also does a cover of Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, which just misses the list. So, yeah.
Nice.
Because no one's better than Elton John Josue.
I mean, for a song or two, maybe, when they do it better,
I
like in the
refuse to
ska
accept
version,
this.
and it's Rocket Man. Hell yeah, it's so much more fun. No, but as honorable mentions go, yes, Me First and the Gimme Gimmes, but Rocket Man, thank you, Keith. And then last time, Justin Richards had also dropped Shake It Off from the Scream Females that they covered from Taylor Swift, which is actually a fucking much better song altogether.
No, totally. The original sucks, and I'm the biggest Taylor Swift fan So
and it's just so much fucking fun. The way she says, like, you could have been getting down to this sick beat and then just wailing on a solo to just being like, as a fuck you. Oh god, it wins me every fucking time. And then one that teeters if it is better, because again, it just depends on how I wake up. I absolutely adore the fucking System of a Down cover of the Metro from what the fuck is that Berlin band again?
Oh god, yeah.
I have no idea.
Berlin?
It wasn't just Berlin, was it?
Was it just? I think it is just Berlin, to be honest.
I think it might just be.
So yeah, the super sweet song from "I Was on the Metro." It's such a great song. But I really do adore the original one. But damn, does System of a Down do a killer fucking cover of that song? Really, really good. It gives me like that aggressive ska skanking vibes, but I know it's more of a metal song. But I just want to skank to this fast like chord progression. But anyway, those are my honorable mentions. Really, really good stuff. Now let's move on to. Oh yes, it is past 9 o'clock. Yes, let's move on to new releases. Keith, do you see anything?
I see two huge things right off the bat.
I barely get in there.
They're releasing the anniversary edition of Juice WRLD. Goodbye and Good Riddance.
Ooh,
that's gonna be great. And then Exodus by DMX.
Oh, really?
It's this posthumous album.
Yeah.
That's gonna be sad. Like, I can't wait to listen to it though.
For sure, getting down.
Yeah. Of Mice and Men has a new album out. I actually really, really like Of Mice and Men. Of those like, you know, the Lumineers type bands, they're probably the one I like the most, except the Lumineers. So, which is great. Let's see here. Lots of stuff I don't know, so I might be exploring some other stuff. Ooh, the Veronicas. The Veronicas have a new album coming out called Godzilla. You see anything? I'm still scrolling. There's a Moby album, I guess. Moby, cool.
I guess it's like a reissue, a deluxe version of the Oliver Tree album, which I'm actually a big fan of Oliver Tree. I like his goofiness. Other stuff, it seems like stuff I've been listening to. There's a Kali Uchis Telepatia acoustic version of it, and then an Amon Amarth single called Masters of War. Definitely give that shit a shot. Other than that, it's just like, yeah, another Nightwish single called Music. But it looks like the cover to like the last album, so I'll have to like double check on that one, see if it's not a re-release or something.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I see.
An actual Mano Chao single with Chalart 58 and Cedric Maiton with Free the People. Definitely gotta give that one a go. I fucking love Mano Chao. Other than that, yeah, I don't see much of anything else new stuff. Yeah, we'll see what pops up during the week. But other than that, moving on to the next bit. We would usually go down into the roulette, and we do have some scheduled episodes coming up with meeting the rest of Geek Elite. But seeing as how by the time we get to the next episode, we'll be getting to Pride Month, we will be having a special Pride Month episode again for then. So we'll be reworking our schedule for this next bit. It's going to be really fucking nice and really exciting. I'm so excited for this next episode. So that being said, that concludes this episode of Jukebox Vertigo. Thank you to the Coast and the great picks. So, inserting plugs. Chris, insert all the plugs you have to and want to.
All right, let's see. So, best way to find me is usually on Twitter. My handle is Stuff I Should Say, should being spelled SHUD. Definitely, if you're interested in what I've got to say about some of the new mainstream comics, check out AIPTcomics.com for some of my reviews. And then just keep an eye on Geek Elite Media's website. Mitch and I do Imagine If, where we take famous stories and have the other company do it. And then, you know, just whatever I get some free time to write, I want to share my comics love with you.
Nice. We should talk comics later. And
yes.
Daniel.
Yes.
Insert your plugs, please.
You can find me on Twitter at SuperComicDaniel with 8K. Always have to disclose that every time. And then Danny the Destroyer on Instagram.
Excellent. And Keith, plugs.
You can find me at WHI Podcast Keith on Twitter. You can find our producer Liz at WHI Podcast Liz. You can find our other show, We Have Issues. That's all about every comic that comes out every week at WHI Podcast. You can also find all of these at Geek Elite Media on Twitter, as well as geekelitemedia.com and everywhere else you might find Geek Elite stuff. And I'll kick it back over to Josue to wrap us up.
Nice. And I'm over on Twitter at Josue Reads Josue. But after that, thank you to the listeners for your continued support and this musical sharing ride. Follow us also on Twitter with @Geek Elite Media for all geek shows adjacent, and @Jukebox Vertigo, where our public playlist will be updated and shared weekly, as well as a short playlist to go with every new episode with our picks. Now let loose with your jams and geek out.
This concludes our broadcast. Beep.